What's up, YouTube? E-Rod212 here with another video. So I went to Baltimore Comic Con this weekend. What did I think? All right, so hit Baltimore Comic Con on Friday, and this is a con that I went the first time in 2019, and I was amazed. It was a major size convention with strictly nothing but comics, no fluff, a little bit of cosplay, but none of the other stuff. Went this year, and I have to say, compared to New York Comic Con, I thought New York Comic Con had the better booths and probably more comic vendors. Don't get me wrong, there were some good books and some very good booths, and there were deals to be had if you walked around. But I thought there was a bigger variety with more vendors at NYCC this year.
All right, so here we go. Day one of the con.
You know what? Before we go into that a little more and I show you the books, let me show you what this sofa will look like.
Wasn't too bad a wait. Then you go down a flight of stairs, and here we are, Baltimore Comic Con. So one of the better booths at this show. They had To Be Continued comics. Just had some really nice wall books. And they were super friendly. The staff was really good. But take a look at some of the stuff they had there. You have the first Super Scrolls, ASM Annual #1, a She-Hulk, a First Galactus, First Nathaniel, Usabi Yojimbo, Submariner, Young Avengers, a First America Chavez. And then these are the Raw books. There were some really nice Raw books. Nice Hawkeye up there. John Stewart. The Warlock books were everywhere. And then NYX, some Turtles. There's a Spider-Gwen there, a Kraven. It goes on and on. I actually bought one of these books. There's an Avengers 4, First Kang, First Kazar, First Eternals, early Ghost Rider #1, and some more beautiful slabs there. First Lizard. Just nice books. And then I just had to stop and look at this, because take a look at these two statues there. I believe they're Sideshow statues, but these were just amazing. I'm not a fan of the Daredevil ones, but I would have took it. Short Box had a booth over there, and it was nothing but wall-to-wall slabs. Sorry about the glare there, but you could see just all of the keys that this place had. They've got their whole little system worked out. You could purchase books off of their site and everything else. But these books were all priced ready to sell. Just you name the key, and the key was on this wall. Werewolf by Night, House of Secrets. It just kept going on and on and on. It was great to look at, man. The visual effect for this was just fantastic. You got some nice golden age stuff right there. True crime stories, some weird horror ones. As I say, there goes First Riddler, Sentinels, Yellow Costume Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Star Wars. There's that classic Neil Adams Joker. DC Presents 47. First Constantine. The Jock Batman. Just the hits keep coming. Luke Cage was there. Really, really nice. I think it was Hulk #2 there. And the 102's first solo story. The first Electro was there. Like I said, this wall was impressive. It was just a work of art. Their setup was really nice. It was great for the eye. Here goes some more keys. As you can see, you're seeing the annual one pop up a little more right now. Seen it at a couple of booths. A nice Transformer right there. And let's scan across. You got a Silver Surfer #1 up there. Iron Man #1. First Silver Age Penguin. First Poison Ivy. You've got the Asajj Ventress right there, the Women of Power Iron Man, the Young Avengers. The books that were showing up there a lot too, you were seeing was First Gamora is now becoming a war book, and the First Nebula was all around the show. That book has drastically changed and gotten really popular. Nice Batman Adventures there. There's a First Blade there, First Scarecrow if you missed that one. A Giant Size, a 101, a 266. So like I said, the con was good. You know, book, and this is the only place that had that book there. He had the Toy Biz variant for Spider-Man 2099 with the white background there, and Ultimate Fallout 4. You don't see too many of those raw copies anymore at the shows. 194 for Spider-Man, you know, first Black Cat. The Strangle 109, I believe it is, or 108, 110. Just some more iconic wall books. I don't like the big price tags like this on it. I just think it deters from the cover. But it does get its point across. You can see the price vividly. You don't have to take the books down. I don't know if that was the reason it was done, but that's the way this booth had his stuff set up. You can see the arrows. So now this was another shop that had nothing but variants over there. They're a comic store, and I'm trying to see the name of it, but I apologize for that. But a lot of variants here on the wall. I just thought it was interesting to show everybody what kind of variants was selling there. Nothing I was really interested in. You'll see as I pan along with some Department of Truth, Something is Killing Children, Cosmic Ghost Rider, the normal run-of-the-mill, some Peach Momoko there, some Venom stuff, some more Peach, some more Venom. You know, that's for the variant collectors, it's a good booth to stop in. As you see, Moon Knight #1 is now a wall book. It's just it's fun to see books that weren't wall books now pop up because of the change in the industry. So you're seeing that some nice Submariner 1 big book on the walls right now. There's another giant size 238, good book to own right there. It's a newsstand too. Ooh, Amazing Fantasy 15. First Punisher, Avengers 1, Avengers 4, Daredevil 1. As you can see, this booth is just putting out the hits. X-Men 1, X-Men 4, Hulk 181, X-Men 94. First Black Bolt up top, Silver Surfer #1. Here goes some ASMs, number 50. Seeing some of those, but not high grades at the shows. Werewolf by Night, well, 124, which the first Man Wolf. Some more books here. I think I took a closer video of this. Not too sure. Might not have. I was scanning it from the back just to give you a view of what it was like. As you can see, it's just a lot. This booth had a lot of books, but there were no real major keys here. That's why I didn't zoom in as much. I just want to show you, like, he had a big setup with a lot of books on the wall, but what I don't consider wall books. Now here are some nice keys right here. Well, early Strange Tales, those pre-horror Strange Tales. Some more horror stuff. Miracle Man, 100 Bullets. Some Walking Dead was there too, I believe. Some early FF, the FF Annual 2. That's Submariner, Thing vs. Submariner cover. House of Mystery, World's Finest. Some Justice League, some Tales to Astonish. There you go, first Ra's al Ghul, some Aquaman, the Hulk, giant size, some Thors. Thors are showing up on the wall now. The Green Lantern, Neil Adams. What do we have here? Just more bangers, you know, the Galactus origin there. First Marvel Team Up, which is a good book to have. First What If. What If is becoming a wall book now. The first Nova. Black Panther Solo series, some more Golden Age horror, weird science, romance. There you go. Just keys. I love that Kiss book I need in my collection. X-Men 100, one of my favorite battle covers. The first Brainiac, great book to own. Do not own that book. There's Foom right there for you. Just some good stuff there. Hulk Thing battle, first Supergirl, first Batgirl, first Kingpin, vintage comics and toys, just a bunch of good guys. Always like stopping by their booth and talking to them. Phil's super friendly guy, and he's always got great books there. There's that Hansi book that was popular. First Kang was up there. Oh man, just look at the books that are on here. The second print for the Moon Girl, I was really interested in that. I should have picked it up because that's a nice book you don't see too often. As you can see in 94, first Zatanna there. First Ant-Man, the Boba Fett cover, the Kira #1, 9.2.
All right. Like I said, there was some really good booths there. Different vendors also, which I always like. Every time you get to see a little different vendor, you get to, everybody brings their own feel to it. Whatever inventory they have, you find some things that you might not have found. Uh, what I did find about this condo was all the vendors were real friendly. And they were really nice. Also, it was good interacting with all of the members from YouTube in this community. Quite a few vendors actually, but it worked to my advantage. But let me show you this. All right, so I had to go digging in the $2 boxes, and I picked up this. And you guys know I pick this cover up every chance I get. I just love the Alex Ross work on this. These were $2 a piece. Picked up second appearance of Aranya, and that great homage cover, just done in Alex Ross's art style. This is a fantastic cover if you have not seen it. And then Sam Wilson and Lady Thor hooking up. 2 copies of that. Just good artwork. And then the last one in that $2 bin was Alpha Flight 51, Jim Lee's first work with Marvel, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what it is. So like I said, those were the $2 bins. That was one thing. I didn't find as many good deals to be found in the $2, $5 bins at Baltimore as I did in New York. I thought there was better inventory in New York. Don't get me wrong. Some of the inventory, like these books here, I had already been through in New York. It was the same deal. I thought he might have brought more inventory, but he was just bringing the same stock. Just didn't find those $5 books, those diamonds in the roughs the way normally did at New York. But like I said, good books to be found. Found this, got this for a fair deal. First appearance of Damian Wayne. I love this book. I swear by Damian Wayne. I believe he is one of those modern characters for DC that someday will cross over into cinematography, and if done properly, was walking around. And you know what? Shout out to Vintage Comics Toys. My man Phil over there. At the end of the day, we were talking a little bit. I had met Phil in New York, and we got to talking again. And he steered me in the right direction towards another dealer who had some pretty nice books to be found at very reasonable prices. So you know what? He sells. He didn't have to do that, but just goes to show you, good guys in the community that just help each other out. You know, he makes his money doing what he does, but doesn't mean that he's going to stop somebody else. He steered a customer to somebody, and I'm forever grateful for that. So appreciate that, Phil. Give him a look. Vintage Comics and Toys is on IG. Also, I believe he's part of CBSI, so check them out too. But these are the 2 books that I got. So this is what I'm going to show you right now. FF number 66. First cameo of the Cocoon, of him. Probably like a 4 or 5. But this book has gotten super, super pricey. And I got a great deal on this one. I bundled it up with another book. And this is the book. Yep. FF 67. First appearance of him. Both of these books, well below fair market value. I could not complain at all. Just a great, great deal. On my ride home, I was talking to my son, and I was like, you know what? I really should have taken a better look at that booth. It was kind of the end of the day for me. I was winding down. I had, my 2.5 hour ride, and I just wanted to end the trip and grab these 2 books and kind of just left. Should have went through there. Probably with some more real good deals there. But you know what? Can't have that remorse. Still 2 fantastic books, and it was a good day. Second shout out goes to Be Continued Comics. This is Moonlit Comics, LCS. If you're not following her, follow her on IG, YouTube. She's in all community chats and everything else. So she's been on 3 Men in the Basement, a bunch of other stuff. Just a good member of the community, good young member with a lust for comics right now. And, she's pretty knowledgeable. So a good person to talk to. But guys at her LCS, Keith and those guys were super cool. Just talking about buying collections and just buying comics and all aspects of comic books. They were really good, and had a couple books I was interested in. Looked at them, didn't pull a trigger, and they were really fair. They weren't pushing books on me or anything else, which I appreciate. And then when it came to time to buy a book, they gave me a hell of a deal. So they knocked an easy 15% off the book. They knocked actually like 20% off the book. So they did really, really well by me. I appreciate that. And I picked up a high grade copy here of FF66, much higher grade than this one. But this is that underrated book. Everybody's jumping on all the Warlock news. People forget that before he was Adam Warlock, he was him in a cocoon. And this is the cameo. This is the first time. It's kind of like a la Hulk 181. Well, this is Adam Warlock a la 180 and 181. And then I apologize to this vendor for not recalling his name. He was one of the first booths I hit at the con. And it's funny because he looks at me and I'm just looking at his wall books and he, can I help you with anything? The usual. No, thank you. Just looking. He goes, I think I got some books you might be interested. I said, oh, yeah? How do you know what I'm interested in? He goes, watch your channel. So, got a chuckle out of it and start talking to him. Sure as shit, had a book I wanted. And I got to tell you, he gave me a hell of a deal. Another guy who was like, look, I'm not in it to crush people. I'm just in it to make a little bit extra for myself and pass along a good deal. I'll take that every day of the week. It was kind of what we were doing at King Con. And, it's good to see people just pass it along. You know what? You don't have to crush people. You don't have to maximize your potential on everything. If you can make a little bit of money for yourself, to buy whatever you want to buy, and everybody leaves happy, it's a win-win. That's how this community continues to grow. It's when people become too greedy, and this is all my opinion, but when people become too greedy and just want top dollar for everything, and you're not letting other people get deals, kind of goes wrong. But this book now, mind you, probably like a 1.5. All right. Has a spine split, through a staple on the bottom. But I just think this is a good book. I've never had this in the collection, actually. It's got a lot of potential. And when I show you, you'll know why. But right there. Look at that beauty. Tales of Suspense, number 57. It's the first appearance of Hawkeye. I don't know anybody who has seen the trailer for Hawkeye who is not excited for that series. Be it because of the die-hard Christmas theme or just, the Matt Fraction run. It just looks fun. I'm super excited for it. It's good to have this book in the collection. Really, really nice copy. I cleaned it up already. It's going to get pressed out. It's not going to go up a grade. It's probably going to stay at 1.5. But it's a great entry-level book for this book. Fantastic entry-level book. So, there you have it in a nutshell. Baltimore Comic Con. Would I go again? Yes, of course. I'm hoping that all of the lack of vendors or the lack of comic book vendors, because there were vendors there and they have a great artist alley. First of all, they put it in a different location. But I think maybe the COVID restrictions caused some vendors, because I saw that in New York, that are normally at these shows not to be there. So hopefully next year things will lighten up a little bit more. And we'll get all the great comic collectors and comic vendors and it's just this whole community back together at full force. That's my video. Appreciate you guys. If you leave comments, I will try and answer them as quick as possible. Until my next video, peace.